Creating cozy winter scenes has never been easier when you pair it with the Home for the Holidays collection. This collection will allow you to create these beautiful little scenes in an easel element framed with beautiful snowflakes. We can add that glitter, some paste, have lots of fun learning these tips and techniques together. To get started creating this card, we're using the set from the Home for the Holidays. This one reminds me of an old truck that now sits in my mom's front yard that came from my grandpa's backyard. So with this one, you can create those beautiful, cozy winter scenes. But when you look at this first, you might be a little bit intimidated and think, Emily, I don't have all that time to color. So today I'm going to share my top tips. If you're coloring, say, the red part of the truck, you can color any color you like. We've had some vintage aquas, all that fun stuff. But I like to do the base with the carnation red and just kind of color in very softly the base. So anytime you have a scene and you have a larger area, I cover that with my sponge dauber to get that base color. Same way with the green trees. I just did them with the leaf green for all the trees, just going back, just coloring them very quickly. So you're really not spending a lot of time with coloring if you feel like you don't have the time or you don't feel like a coloring expert. So with this, I just went back, colored all those trees with the green the same way I just showed you. Then I colored these two pieces with a marker the exact same way I'm going to fill in the truck to get a little bit more blending. So you'll take, this is Carmine Red using the Zig marker. And oops, let me flip this around. We're just going to use a little bit of the watercolor and just add some red accents in there. You don't have to do a lot. You can add as much or as little as you like to just finish that off. And you have that all colored very beautifully. If you wanted to add a little bit more, you can always go back, add more. Less is more. So you can start adding color, pick it up, and like, you know what? I think I like it just like this. So we're going to go ahead and switch to some other fun aspects like the card base next. Within this set, we have the beautiful holiday snowflake frame. This has 9 pieces, so that means you have extreme versatility. The small pieces in here are snowflake accents to add little dimensional pieces. So to create the card base, you're going to cut 3 of the outer layer just using this outside piece of the die, if I can pick it up here. So it's just using the outer piece for this. So you'll do 3 of those. You'll take one of them and fold it and score it in half, and then you can approximately do about 1 inch fold up here as well. So you're going to go ahead, flip this around and glue this, so this will create an easel card base for you. So again, just create a score line to fold it in half, and then a little bit here on the top to create this fold for the top hinge of the card. So I'm just going to bring this up so you can see that a little bit better. So just this top area is glued, and then we're going to go ahead and lift this up, and that will create our easel. So the next step that's going to be glued is just the bottom half of this top panel, and you'll go ahead and glue an entire panel on that half, and so that will extend up like this. To create the top part of the card, you're going to lay it flat and cut a piece of white cardstock that just fits on the inside of your shaker card. So you're going to go ahead. I stamped the Have a Very Merry Christmas in the carnation red, inked a little bit of the blue around it to give a little bit of a snowy background. And then we're going to go ahead and add this scene in the center. So you'll put it right in here. If you need to see where it's going to be seen throughout that window, you could always go back and kind of see where that's going to be positioned by laying that on top. So we'll glue this in. Now, before we add the shaker element to the top, I wanted to show you a quick tip and technique on adding texture paste to really get a very beautifully kind of snowy accent on the back. Now, this is the texture paste. You can apply it however you like, but I'm going to use my fingers. And we're just going to add a little bit of that texture in the background to create those beautiful snowdrifts. Now, I am going to go right over the top of this tree. And if you're doing this at home, no, this is not a facial mask, and I would not recommend tasting this and trying to taste it as frosting. So just keep that in mind. If you want to try it, you can do so at your own risk. But this is wet. You can just let that dry for a little bit. Just kind of scrape that off. And then you can go back and add your crystal clear glitter on top. So you'll just go ahead and sprinkle that a little bit over the snow. And you can wait for that to dry, but I have some excess in here that I'm just going to add on top for the shaker element. Then you're going to lock everything in there so you don't even have to tap off the excess. For this piece, I took a paper from the Home for the Holidays collection, added a die cut piece in the center, which was just cutting out this piece, and then added my clear cardstock and this frame with the foam in the back. So just go ahead and peel all these pieces, make sure everything is sealed off, kind of like a fish bowl. Make sure that nothing can come out of those sides so that that glitter stays in there and you have that really beautiful, cozy winter scene. So we'll go ahead and layer this right on top, just kind of square that on the top of this card, and that will just lay in place, and you can shake that down and you can just kind of leave that just like that until this is kind of dry in here, and then you can tap that off. So next step is going to be adding this beautiful snowflake frame. Now you could add this by itself on a card, very pretty, and that was created by using these two pieces, die cut it out, and you have this beautiful die cut piece that you'll just go ahead and layer right on top. Such a beautiful, elegant frame that just brings everything together. So you'll go ahead and put this right on top, and you're ready to add the finishing accents to your card. Our next step will be adding this little truck on the top outside. So we're just going to go ahead and glue this into place, position. So just glue that right on top, and then you can add those beautiful little trees. So we're going to start with two of the same size. I did cut those apart so they are separated. So you can then just go back and just position those how you like. And you could even pull them up a little bit for some dimension. And if you wanted to glue this down with a hot glue, you can totally do that so it bonds instantly and faster as well. So that is totally your call on that. Once that's in place, I should have used the hot glue because it is not wanting to stick very quickly. But you can go back, you can add, this other little tree over here. You can add a partial snowflake if you wanted to. But we'll just bring this up. We'll see if those trees stay intact. I might just lay that out. And I wanted to show you something I'm really excited about, which is the letters and numbers set. This we worked on quite a long time to bring you a perfect combination as two sets of alphabets, two sizes of numbers, and it will allow you to customize your cards and scrapbook layouts. Now this little stick is called the Quick Sticks, which will allow you to quickly and easily add these. So it has kind of a little tacky piece, so it picks it up for you, and then you can just add your glue and you can layer this down. Now I'm just going to use the edge of this die for making this straight and just laying it down. Typically I would use a scrap piece of paper, but we're just going to use this today as our guide. So you will just go ahead and use this to measure, and you can place it very quickly and very easily. So that is a quick tip on adding your alphabets the easy way. If you don't have this, I would highly recommend using that. Just make sure your letters are turned the right way and you don't have them going backwards, and that you don't misspell your words. I have done that. Sometimes I start from the back with a word and then I spell them wrong, but it's okay if you do that because you can easily pull them off because you are using a liquid glue. So we're just going to go ahead and add this last letter down. You can add the little individual snowflakes, and you have that sentiment, let it snow. I'm gonna lay this aside and you can see the finished card here. We'll just pull this up and you have that beautiful, this is the smaller size of alphabet, so you can pick and choose, and we added the little snowflake accents to the side. For these samples, the Home for the Holidays has Grandpa's truck in two different ways. So you kind of have the side view and the back view. And then we have the Holiday Village. The Holiday Village has different components that you can pair together, plus a little sentiment and trees. So with this one, this is a variation of both of those sets using very similar techniques to what I just showed you. And in different card sizes using the holiday snowflake frame as the background. So as you can see, you can do many different variations for many Christmases and holiday seasons to come. So with this one, you have the back of the truck, so it's like to Grandpa's house we go. I love how all these different scenes just come together so beautifully. Here's one that is more of a very large oblong card, so you can really mix and match and have that come together in many different ways. And as we go through these samples, I've got quite a lot of them to show you today. You'll notice little customized sentiments that you can pop in to those different spaces to really just add those finishing accents. Plus the Christmas collection, the color palette is just exquisite, and you can cut out these little background panels, add some of those elements, add the frame to the background, and you have a beautiful one-of-a-kind Christmas card. This one, I love how this Happy Holidays was layered up. That's a quick tip. If you layer multiples, 2 to 3 layers of a letter together, it gives it some beautiful dimension very quickly and easily. Here's one done with a truck, the Merry Christmas, and our previous festive poinsettia. This one, I love how this looks like it's entering in through the gate using the frame as a background, just elements of it, so that just really opens it up, and it says 2021 on the back as well, which is a really cute little twist to that. Here's another one where this just pops open, so a very beautiful way, Merry Christmas 2021, so lots of options to customize that. Here's one with a beautiful frame. Just love how that comes together with those poinsettias in the background. Here's a very unique twist. Now, if you're looking at these samples and you're like, whoa, Emmylou, I'd love to see these more in detail, you can head on over to our gallery. If you type in the item number or the name of a stamp or die that you purchase, it will bring up the image of that and then all the samples we created related to that. And you can look at those with the detailed instructions. This one opens up, flips to the side, and you see the back of this one. So a very beautiful way to use the front and back of Grandpa's pickup. So this one is utilizing the paper with the beautiful holiday snowflake frame. Look at that poinsettia. Isn't that just stunning on there in the blues? This comes up and you have the inside of the die in here, and it's an easel card. Easel cards are all the rage, so beautiful and fun to use. Here's one that's more of a 3D frame. Look at the poinsettia color. So you have the village in the background, and then you have that paired with a truck. It looks like some of the trees need to be re-glued. Those are going sideways. Here's another one with this in the frame, so there's more of a squared accent with that. If you like to do little altered pieces, here's a cute little one that I think would make a little ornament for a tree. And then scrapbook layouts. You know how you like to customize and preserve those photos. Here's a great way to add those accents to your layouts and then add those sentiment alphabet dies to customize it. So again, those come in 2 different sizes with the letters and numbers both. And just look at those beautiful background papers. Here's another one paired with the snowflake frame on top of a photo. It's perfect for that 4x6 photo. Customizing it with those letters and adding them to the beautiful background paper. So lots of variations. Talking of those background papers, are you ready to see those? I love this color palette. It's probably one of my favorites. So you have those aquas, those greens, splashes of dark blues, and it just brings it together for a beautiful, cozy winter scene, whether you're using the little Grandpa's truck or the snowy winter village with a chapel. Lots of options to create those beautiful Home for the Holiday cards. Using these tips and techniques will allow you to create those cozy winter scenes with the Home for the Holidays collection. If you don't have this collection yet, I've added the links below for quick and easy ordering. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Bye!